In southern Israel, Hamas terrorists broke into a room where a family of 5 was hiding and slaughtered every one of them. In Gaza, a father wrapped in gauze held his child, butchered in an Israeli strike, for the last time. This was not merely a handful of isolated individuals, but included journalists with large followings, professors, and student organizations at elite universities. At a rally supported by the Democratic Socialists in America in New York, the crowd cheered Hamas's success. Currently, the Israeli government is preparing a ground invasion of Gaza that threatens to come with unimaginable human costs. When the defense minister talks about cutting off electricity and water to Gaza, he speaks only of fighting Hamas animals, not of the hospital patients and formula-fed babies likely to die as a consequence. Israeli hardliners and their foreign allies ask essentially the same question. We are facing remorseless murderers who once used a hospital as their de facto headquarters. You can see where both of these perspectives are coming from. It's true that Israel has overwhelming power and is using it to victimize Palestinians on a daily basis, turning Gaza into an open-air prison and colonizing the West Bank. It's also true that Hamas is a vicious group dedicated to a violently anti-Semitic worldview, one that has no qualms about brutalizing Palestinians and putting weapons in civilian-populated areas. West Bank. After the current emergency, the Biden administration ought to reconsider what it can do to put pressure on Israel to cease its cruel and counterproductive policies. I think that's part of why the Israeli leftists I know and speak with, people who risk their own safety and security to criticize the occupation, are so appalled by the defenses of Hamas terrorism. In denying Israeli humanity, these critics do damage to the cause of peace. Of the many examples of international official statements I've seen, the one issued by Canada's New Democratic Party, NDP, the country's left-wing third party, is among the best at threading this needle. It's worth reading the whole thing, including the condemnation of justification for terrorism, but putting these 2 paragraphs back to back really captures the heart of the issue. This is not just how we say the right things about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. It's how we, in the end, will figure out how best to contribute to peace down the line. To think otherwise and find fault only with one side leads to the moral oblivion of cheering the slaughter of children.